we will start with like one like very simple shape. So you just need to take an A4 sheet and divide this into half. So yeah, fold it into half and tear it so that you get half an A4 sheet. So you just need one half. What we will do is we will just try to fold so that we get a square so that you get two cross diagonals. So just fold this so that you get one diagonal fold and fold it on the other side also so that you get another diagonal. Right. So you basically have this. You have folded this on this side and this on the other side. Right. So you have this. So just what you have to do is below the square, just fold this flap. So that you have the square and just this rectangle. So just fold this part on the back side. So, so you basically have these two folds coming over here and this fold coming just on the back side. Right? So now what you have to do is, let me just make the fold and show you. You're just going to fold so that when you fold it in this part, this top corner comes to the bottom so that you have this kind of a pyramid. That's it. And you have this part, you just fold it in just a little bit. This is just to give like some solid support to it. Yes.
It's not express, right?
No, it is the bottom edge of the triangle, of the pyramid, you could say.
Okay.
So now you should have basically like a mobile phone folder. So you should be able to keep your mobile phone and it will lean on this. Right. So you can see if it is able to support the weight of your mobile phone. Like if the mobile phone is able to stand on this.
Oh, it should. Yeah, it can stand. I don't.
Right. So yeah, this is now your mobile phone holder. So okay, that was a warm up. Typically, I start with this origami session by making a cube. So, Shubhangi, you have seen me make a cube before.
I think yes. I'm not sure though.
Oh,
I
fine.
think I had attended that, but I'm not sure.
Oh, fine. So, first we will try to make a cube. Today, I'm planning to make a cube in three different ways.
Okay.
So we will first start with the simplest way to make the cube. So this we will do with an A4 sheet.
Okay.
Right. So I basically learned the first two methods from VSS Shastri. So this is the A4 sheet. We will fold it into half along the longer length so that you get two rectangles like this. So just fold it into half and cut it so that you get two rectangles, long rectangles like this.
Ah,
So just take one of the rectangles and again fold it into half so that you get a long strip. So just one of the rectangles will again fold it into half to get this even longer strip. So you should just take this rectangle, fold it into half to get this. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to build squares along this strip. So for that, let me just show what I mean. Right. So this is basically a square that I've made at the top of this strip. This I just made just by like folding this edge over here so that I get a square. Right. Now what I need to do, I need to basically copy this square along this. So how I will do that is this square which I have made, I will fold it out. Right. So I made this square. I will fold it out so that it becomes like this. Then I will fold it back in. Then again I'll fold it out, again back in. Like that, I will just fold it so that I get squares along this strip. If you are starting with an A4 sheet, you will basically have 5 squares and a small tail remaining. That's how it should be. Okay. So everyone's understood. Just give me a thumbs up if you understood what we're saying. Oh. So you will basically get this kind of a mountain kind of a range, right? 3 mountains and a little bit. So think of it like a snake. So you have this snake. This is our starting square is the head, and you have 5 squares which make up the body and a little tail. This is what you will have. Okay. So now this is the snake. Now imagine the snake is coiling inside. So we have the fold which goes outside, inside, outside, inside. We will just coil the snake so that all the folds are in the same direction. So I am just trying to make the snake so that it's folded in the same direction. So that it is kind of coiled. So now this is like the coiled snake.
What is the alternate ones you'll have to do, no? You have to turn around.
Okay. So now once you have that, you have the small tail that is remaining, right? So put that tail inside the mouth. So if you do that, you will get this pentagon.
Ah,
Right. So you have to push the tail further down the throat. So push the tail further inside so that you have something like this. You should have this.
where?
Ah, right. Yes. Shubhangi, I can see yours. Preeti, I think you've also got it. Yes. Megha, you're also got it. Yes. Now the same thing with the other rectangle also. So what should we do? First fold it into half. Don't cut it, just fold it so that you have this long strip. So long strip, make it into squares. You should have 5 squares and a little bit. So yeah, just fold and get the squares. So I have the snake like this. So, okay, we are doing this step because in the first step, if you just the thickness of the sheet will add up, so you will not get proper squares. Just to make sure that all the squares are of same size, we are like in the first step we are folding it outside, inside, outside, inside like that. Then we are like getting the folds. Because if we just fold it like roll it up in the first step itself, the thickness of the sheet will like give some error. So yeah, I have basically coiled the snake. I am putting the tail inside the mouth. First, I will get the pentagon or a house. Then I will push the tail further inside. I'll get this. Right. Yeah, if you want, you can fold the edges a little bit. That is fine. So now you should have two of these. So now you are ready to make the cube. How will you make the cube from these? Yeah. So you just put one inside the other, and yeah, if we have done it properly, this should be like a firm cube. Yeah, one side it will stick out. That forget about it. Like just stick it out later. But the thing is, this should be solid. It if you have like folded like a proper square, this will fit perfectly and it will not shake. Like even if you like throw it around, it will not come out. Yeah, so I mean, in origami, you can just like stop with this. We have made the cube, but typically, like I will now put some math questions on it. So for young children, I will ask how many edges are there, how many corners are there, and so on. But okay, for you, the question is, what is the longest needle that you can place inside this cube?
You mean that diagonal you want to, we have to find out the length of the diagonal, means from this corner to this corner.
Yes.
Won't it be the diagonal that way? So it'll be this diagonal and then that diagonal.
It won't be those two diagonals.
So it'll be the second one.
No, so
From this end to this end.
correct. Yes, that is the diagonal you're looking at. Yeah. So the thing is, you can just take a divider and measure that. So that is like the most obvious direct measurement. So you can just take a divider, take it to the two
Okay.
corners. That's going to give you the distance. Because we all did it with the same A4 sheet, we should get almost the same answer. So
Root 3s, is it correct? I mean, if side is s, then is it root 3s?
correct. Yes. So yeah, can you explain how you got root 3?
So um, the sides of a cube are all the same. So if you if I have to think of just the base of a cube, think just of the base, a 2D figure right now, just the base of the cube, and the diagonal of that base. So I'm looking here. Sorry, I have to look the other side. The diagonal of the base. If I have to calculate, it is say let us say that it is x. Okay, let us call the diagonal as x. So x is equal to or x square rather is equal to s square plus s square or 2s square.
Right.
Okay, so therefore x becomes root 2x root 2s.
Correct. Yes.
Correct. Now that becomes one of the sides of another right angle triangle inside the cube.
Correct. Yes.
So if you can imagine the cube like the needle going from
Diagonal.
the furthest and the furthest bottom this to the other side. Suppose this is the needle, then no, that if you think of that as a plane with a triangle, then it is a triangle, the right angle triangle, with one of the sides as the horizontal, as this horizontal. The other side is this diagonal, which we are trying to calculate, and the bottom side is the one that we just calculated. That is root 2s.
Correct. Yes.
So a right angle triangle with three sides. One with s, one is root 2s, and the third side is what we are trying to calculate, which is the hypotenuse of that right angle triangle.
Correct. Yes. So it's like one of the sides is this face diagonal that you see, which is
Correct.
root 2, and the other side is this.
Yes.
And of course, so it will come to root 3s.
Root 3s. Yes.
Okay. So now what we will do, we will make another cube using a different method. So we'll just make a cube only, but we will try to do it in a different way. So for this, you need basically 6 squares. So what we will do is we will just take one big square from the A4 sheet and divide it into 4 smaller squares. So yeah, just take one big square from A4 sheet and get 4 smaller squares. So this should basically be the size of smaller square, right? So yeah, just keep one square ready. We will like do something with this one square, and then we just have to do it like 6 copies of it. Yeah, first we'll just start with one square. So everyone has got this one square.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what we are going to do is fold it into half, but don't crease it too hard. Just a light fold, just so that we get basically the midpoint of the top side and the bottom side. Okay, so don't fold it too hard. Just get the rough mid. Okay, not the rough, but exact midpoint of this. Okay. So now we will do what I call the double door fold. So let me spotlight myself. So now let me just draw the line so that it's visible for you. Okay, so this is your middle line. fold this into half so that it falls on the line, and this into half. So you basically have something like a double cupboard. So you just have basically a double door, right? So I have this, I'm folding this into half, this into half. So I have this double door. That's all. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing, but keeping the square like this. So now I have this double door. Again, I'm going to fold it in the half so that I get two double doors this way.
The opposite side,
Yes.
on the
So,
back side.
no, not on the back side, the same side only. But instead of folding it up,
No, 1 minute. My question is, see, this is what you are going to open, suppose. So
yes.
you are going to fold it on the same side?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So now you should have something like this. So this is the, it looks like a square, but with two doors. Okay. So now what we will do is we will just keep it like this. So not fold it all the way, but we will just keep it like open at right angles so that it looks like this, like a stapler, you could say. Stapler.
Now,
Yes. Okay. So now we will need six of these. So this is one. We are going to make six of these. So you should basically be getting four squares from one A4 sheet. So yeah, just like you get six of these pieces,
Done.
right? So okay, let me try to first explain how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I can show it on camera. So what we are going to do is we are basically going to keep it in such a way that this square that you have forms the outside, and these two pieces, these two,
Can you change your screen to main screen?
yeah,
Better.
these two flaps are going to like go inside. So what we'll do is, see, first keep it in such a way that you have two squares which are standing like this. So I'm taking two of these pieces and keeping it like this.
okay.
Opposite sides, and these two flaps are insert one inside the other. Just they are just touching.
Okay. Just touching, right?
Correct. So now what you will do is you will take another piece and you will keep it in such a way that this kind of locks those two pieces. So your top flap and the bottom flap should kind of lock those two inside flaps.
So you have to get that inside? No.
Correct. Yes. So okay. So now what I have is this. Um, so I have this standing like this, and I have another one standing like this. What I will take is I will take another flap, but I will keep in such a way that there is a top and the bottom flap. And this I will place it on the face, which is made up of flaps, and I will just put the top and bottom flap. So now you will be in a position to place the other two of these squares on the top and the bottom, and they should also interlock. So at the end of step one, you should have something like this. You should basically have the four walls. Let me spotlight myself again. You should basically have the four walls like this, but your top and the bottom will look like this. They are not covered yet, right? But other four walls are covered. Now take one other piece so that the top face is also getting covered. And similarly keep one at the bottom. So my bottom looks like this, I will take this kind of a piece and I'll have to put it in such a way that basically this fits like this. So I have these two flaps. I'll make sure the flap goes inside. So if I make it like properly snug, I will get something like this. Again, this should ideally be like properly firm. I always feel that this is a little more wobbly compared to the other cube that we did, but this should also be like proper sturdy cube. So
This one is proper rather than the earlier one for me.
okay, fine. So basically, if you shake it, it shouldn't fall off. So again, this is basically, I mean, just another way to make the cube. The two cubes should actually be of the same size. Yeah, they should be of the same size, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, one kind of exercise that you can do is we started with an A4 sheet and we end up with a cube of this size of side. It should be around 5.5 centimeter. So suppose you start with another piece of paper with some breadth, say 40 centimeter or 30 centimeter. Can you guess what would be the size of this cube? So you can just like think about it.
So, your question was, given the dimensions, can you figure out the side length of the cube, right?
Oh, yeah, take it to be 50 cross 40. You're starting from the rectangle sheet.
Okay. Side length should be just 1 second.
According to me, it should be 10, but I'm imagining your standard way of making cube.
Yeah. We will like assume this cube only. So,
40 by 50 means you're making a cube from the side length of 40 by 40 square.
correct. Yes.
40 by 40 square. Okay, got it. 10 by 10, Ashwin.
Yeah. So what is your reasoning?
We divided the, so bigger square will be 40 by 40. We divided into 4 parts. Each square will have right?
5.
So
Half of
20,
it is
20.
5.
Each square will have a side length of 20, 20. And then that we are I'm doubling up exactly because by making that double door. So basically, it's again getting halved, giving me a length of 10 centimeters.
Yeah. So the 5.5 is actually coming not from the length of the sheet, but from the breadth of the sheet.
Breadth of the sheet, correct.
So the breadth will always be 21 for an A4 sheet.
Yes.
When I'm folding it into half, basically in the first method, this rectangle is going to be of 10.5 centimeter. And then effectively.
So half of 21 and
half of 21 is 10.5.
and again half of that.
So 5.25.
5.25-ish.
It should be half of that.
Correct. So it's like 5.2, 5.3.
Okay.
And then you are building a square from that, and that square becomes
5.5. It is not correct.
Correct. Okay. So we are going to do a tetrahedron from A4 sheet only. Again, make a square from the A4 sheet. You need 2 squares. So just make 2 squares from A4 sheet, and yeah, I'll tell you what the next step. So yeah, just give me a thumbs up once you have 2 squares.
Sheets we need, right?
Is it okay? We first make it half.
If you just take the full A4 sheet, you will get a bigger tetrahedron. It will be like easier for you to see. So
you have to use 2 different A4 sheets to get 2 different. Okay.
So you have 80 GSM paper that will give you a more sturdy shape. So normally we might be just using some 70 GSM or 75 GSM. That's what we use for our regular stationery stuff. But 80 GSM is like that thicker paper. It's a little more expensive, but yeah, that would give you like a more solid. Uh, but yeah, 70, 75, that's also good enough. Okay. So first thing, you need to get the middle line for this square. So just take one square. So draw the middle line. So get this middle line. I'm just going to draw it so that it's visible for you on the screen. Right. So you should have this middle fold. Right. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we effectively need a lot of equilateral triangles. So what we will do is we are going to take this corner and bring it to this line. So I'll show you what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this corner and I'm folding it so that this corner now lies on this line. So I'm folding it like this. Everyone's got it?
Can you repeat?
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting this fold.
No. So first, this middle line is clear. Everyone's got it?
Yes.
So now take this corner, bottom right corner, fold it in such a way that this bottom right corner falls on this line. So like this. But if you fold this corner also, it should exactly fall on the same point. So if I fold it like this, exactly fall on the same point. You can just check.
Yes.
So
Like this?
yes, you should basically have a house like this. Okay, so yeah, you have this upside down house. Now what we are going to do, we are going to fold this along this line and this corner along this line. So let me fold and show you so that you can see it. So you basically have this house. Okay. What we are going to do is we are going to take this corner, fold it along this line. That will give you this. It will fall somewhere over here. And we will do it on the other side also. So I'm taking this corner and I'm folding it along this line so that it falls on this edge. So you get something like this. So this should be something like a stingray, a mantis ray. So you should have all these folds. Basically,
You do unfold it.
unfold it. You should have like this. That is a big diamond in the middle, and then like some triangles and those things on the other side. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, let me just draw the lines so that
So
it's
it's not symmetrical, right?
it's not symmetric.
The diamond is to it's not exactly in the middle,
Correct. Yes, correct.
in the center, right?
Okay, so when you unfold it, you will have basically different shapes. Let me portray. So you need to fold a big right angle triangle on one side and the small right angle triangle on the other side. So you should have these two parallel lines. We will fold the big right angle triangle. So like one big right angle triangle like this, and we'll fold the other small right angle triangle like this. So you'll get something like this. So now if you see this, you basically have like one triangle at the end, right? So this is like the nose of, so think of it like a mole. This is the nose. So this nose to mark it. So yeah, just fold that nose. And you have this weird stump on this side. So think of it like a tail. Fold it along like this. So this part is like the tail. Right. And your body should be like basically a parallelogram made of two equilateral triangles. Yes. So it's like if you fold in the nose and the tail, you will get a parallelogram.
Oh, okay.
It's a parallelogram.
It's actually a rhombus. So it's made of
Rhombus, right? It's a rhombus, no?
two equilateral triangles.
Correct.
So just fold it in the middle so that you get two equilateral triangles. So you should basically, when you unfold it, you should have something like this. So there is a body that is made up of two equilateral triangles. There is a nose and there is a tail. I mean, it is just like two equilateral triangles in the middle, one triangle at one end and some weird shape on the other end.
The weird shape is the nose or the tail?
That's the tail.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So now basically when you keep it, when you look at this shape, there is a nose, equilateral triangle, some weird tail, right? Now with the other square, you need to make the mirror image of this. So what do I mean by mirror image? Okay, first basically, so when you have this square, fold the smaller right angle triangle first, then the bigger right angle triangle, so that you get this shape, right? Now with the other square, you need to get the mirror image of this. I'll also like fold it and I'll show it to you what I mean.
And is this it?
1 minute, let me spotlight you so that I can see you clearly. Just hold it up a little bit. No, it's like just rotate it. So just rotate the left hand one.
Oh, I see.
So it will be the same thing. It needs to be mirror image of each other.
So till the mantle thing, we are making the same thing, right? After we open it again and then we'll have to make the mirror image, no?
Yes.
Till the mantle, it is just the
So
same.
something like this, Ashwin, mirror image means?
You need to like turn the other side. So I will show you what I mean by mirror image. So just give me a minute. I'll spotlight myself. And you see, so
I made a mirror image.
right. So basically,
Look at this.
wait. I need to undo my spotlight. Yes, Mega. Yes, you got it. Yeah. Shubhangi, can you hold yours up? In the first one, what I do is I am taking this small right triangle, this big right triangle, and I get this. Over
All rectangle.
over here, I'll take this small right triangle, this big right triangle. So I will have two mirror images there. So now again, this second mirror image also should have a nose which is having this kind of a fold, two equilateral triangles which make up the body, and a little bit of a tail. Okay, so see, just the shape that you have by folding it, by just folding it along the triangle, you should get something like this. This is like already making tetrahedron, right? So you have the nose, two triangles, and the tail. This already makes kind of the tetrahedron, right? So now what we are going to do? So what we are going to do is, if you take this part, the body is made up of two triangles, equilateral triangles. One of them is a full triangle, the other is a half triangle, like this, right? I mean, it got like a fold to it. What you need to do is take the other piece, the nose of it goes into it like this.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now you should be able to wrap it around to get a tetrahedron.
Hey, I got it.
Okay, so
Got it.
right, everyone got it. Okay, nice. So yeah, that little part will be sticking out only, but again, this should be like a proper tetrahedron. If you shake it also, it should not come out. You should end up with this tetrahedron with like nothing sticking out. Yeah, like ideally it should like fit snugly, but sometimes it will be a little off like this, but that's okay. Like we're doing it for the first time.
Wonderful. Any questions on this? Like the question.
I don't know. So you can maybe try to figure out what will be the height of this tetrahedron.
Given the side of the A4 sheet of paper, is it?
No. So imagine like you know the side of this tetrahedron. You can just measure it. Can you get the height?
Height.
Doable only. It is. I mean, it requires a little more of some thinking, some calculation, but doable. So can you get the height of this tetrahedron? Yeah, okay. So we will stop here. Yeah. Do you have any questions coming out of it? Anything that you would like to discuss?
I think we should explore these angles, Ashwin.
Right.
While holding the paper, I have a lot of questions.
Hmm.
So probably some other day.